The rise of so-called anchor babies born in the U.S. is raising questions about a controversial constitutional amendment. One America's Kristian Rouz has more on the abuse of the nation's birthright citizenship system.
A new report from the Congressional Budget Office reveals there are approximately 4.5 million so-called anchor babies in the U.S. Anchor babies are children of foreign nationals not settled in the U.S., born on the American soil and therefore given automatic birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment.
I mean, 300,000, I looked on your show, 300,000 births this year, illegals in our country. That means we picked up 300,000 people that are going to get Social Security. You have people on the border, and in one day they walk over, have a baby. And
such children are also able to bring in an indefinite amount of foreign relatives through chain migration. The vast majority of these children have at least one parent who is an illegal alien, but there are notable exceptions.
A single immigrant can begin a chain that could ultimately bring in dozens of increasingly distant relations. And because there is no real selection criteria, the current system is totally incompatible with national security.
Other examples of anchor babies include the children of fairly wealthy foreign nationals who arrive in the U.S. seeking quality birth-related medical services. According to a study from Thomson Healthcare, costs of child delivery in the U.S. start at $10,000. These so-called birth tourists might own properties and bank accounts in the U.S. and see their anchor babies as a safety net against hypothetical repercussions at home and a safeguard to their U.S. assets. According to the CBO, the 4.5 million anchor babies currently in the U.S. are under the age of 18, and this figure doesn't include another several million of those older than 18.
Among our illustrious anchor babies are the wife and children of El Chapo, the most wanted man on both Interpol and the FBI's list. We also have a 14-year-old boy from Mexico who killed 4 men, chopped off their heads, chopped off their genitals, and hung their corpses from a bridge. Yeah, he's lived his entire life in Mexico, but his mother ran across the border to give birth to him.
A legislative solution to the anchor baby problem might conflict with a major constitutional amendment, which would have to be repealed or modified. This is the hardest challenge to the Trump administration's looming immigration reform.
Number one, the 14th Amendment is very questionable as to whether or not somebody can come over, have a baby, and immediately that baby is a citizen.
Earlier this year, GOP lawmaker Steve King proposed a bill ending birthright citizenship, but the legislation got stuck in the House Immigration Subcommittee.
You cannot rebuild your civilization with somebody else's babies. You've got to keep your birth rate up, and that you need to teach your children your values. And in doing so, then you can grow your population and you can strengthen your culture, you can strengthen your way of life.
The CBO also said at least another 600,000 anchor babies will be delivered in the coming 10 years, unless President Trump deals with the matter as part of his immigration reforms. Kristian, Rouz, One American News.